offline events. So it's eat, sleep, Zoom, repeat. Let's stay safe and discuss. The new normal is bringing humanity into technology. And when we go after the pandemic, it doesn't mean we're not going to use Zoom. Connection is critical now more than ever. Simplicity, ease of use have empowered people to move the physical into virtual. Meetings have been fatigues, and so meeting rooms are changing that. Let's take a look at what Zoom Video has done over the last year and what they are continuing to do for the next 15 years. So in Zoomtopia's 2020 CONU developments, they talked about what it looks like. What's the next 15 years looking like? You have Zoom from homes, wherein you've got hardwares where you could just access meetings via voice. So you could just say enable Zoom, and you can have Zoom already on, and you can imagine just having meetings as easy as just speaking. So as if you're just watching TV, and you can just convert it. Google Nest Hub Max, Portal from Facebook, Amazon Echo Show, all have contributed in the hardware for Zoom from home. It's going to be released this 2021 by Christmas holiday. So not just that, you've got every other hardware integrating Zoom from home. D10 on TV, HP, Lenovo, Yelink, Neat. Those are just a few with Zoom Rooms collaboration. It's all enabled via voice. Now, why would you want to have Zoom Rooms? Don't you want a meeting wherein transcripts are automatically done after the meeting ends? Well, automatic transcripts, automatic translation. I could be talking in Mandarin, and you could just translate that Mandarin speech into English. If I have to speak in Tagalog, I can also just convert that Tagalog into Filipino into English, or Japanese into English. Automatic artificial intelligence summaries, and with reactions, automatic feedback. Nowadays, people who watch your video, if you're teaching, can just have a feedback, and you can see as a teacher, what do people actually think of the class that I've just scheduled for the day. So you could do everything now with a few tweaks on the Zoom features. Zoom Rooms looks like this, design meetings, and it's integrated everywhere. Phones, laptops, TVs, everything. Now, there are such things as Zoom Infinite Canvas. It's a template with organizations, whether Atlassian's Trello, Asana. So you've got all enterprise, you've got a meeting, and you want to work already. Well, you can just do that automatic integration. They've got Zoom apps, Zaps. Okay, this is Zoom AI's CEO for the AI division. She discussed about things like beautiful destinations. These are businesses being built inside Zoom, wherein 50% are virtual public tours. You can see the world with these virtual public tours. You can create your online event and real-time experience and not think how you're going to get paid. It's easy. You can schedule wherein events and attendees can all be done via Zoom through the onzoom.us, which has been launched on a beta version. What do you want to attend? Education, family, business, networking, entertainment, visual arts, food and drink, fitness and health. In fact, a lot of real estate, 50% of all real estate sales happen via Zoom. So I wouldn't even say 50%, perhaps a lot of real estate sales all happening via Zoom, just not actually reported. So if you ever wanted to join a Pilates class, 30 minutes with Mandy, a revenue urgent care to beat a virus, whatever that is, you can see events happening inside Zoom. So top users picks, there are some weekly live streams, startup clubs, Italian language, a summer with pasta grammar, selling out soon, event series. So by paying an event, Zoom handles it. You pay for it in dollars or cryptocurrency, whatever you want, and that's it. So hip flexor exercises, purpose formula, full body stretch, choose a date, and that is going to empower everyone to make money with Zoom. Whether you're an artist, also having concerts and events. So this was all discussed during Zoomtopia. Let's watch a few highlights.
Entering Zoomtopia, And in 5, 4, 3.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Zoomtopia 2020. I want Zoomtopia to deliver you happiness.
I'm here broadcasting from the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah, it gets windy.
While we're not together in person, there's one thing we can be certain of. We can continue to find new ways of learning together and have fun together on Zoom. Zoom, Zoom, Zoom.
Can you share with us some of your wisdom to how to improve student engagement?
It is still the human connection in the digital world that creates engagement.
What we are developing is immersive scenes
where you can actually put students behind desks that really make learning fun.
Yeah, and I'm very excited and can't wait to explore some of the reactions further because reactions are one of my favorite things to use.
Jensen, I wanted to be like you, so I'm also wearing a black leather jacket.
You look great.
So how do you keep up your motivation?
I'm surrounded by amazing people.
My dad would always tell me, today's the youngest you'll ever be, so live like it.
Zoomtopia is for you, and Zoom is for you. And we hope we can continue to have fun together on Zoom.
Let's talk about a few highlights. Yes, let's listen further. Watch a few clips.
Welcome to Zoomtopia 2020. I'm Eric Yuan, founder and CEO of Zoom. It's been a challenging year. The world has changed, but what has not changed is Zoom's dedication to empowering the workforces of today and transforming the workspaces of tomorrow. Zoom is for you. Zoomtopia is a chance to celebrate that, to celebrate you, to reflect on this past year, what we've learned and where we are headed. And while I would have loved to thank all of you in person and give you a big hug, I'm very excited to be able to share our vision for the future virtually. Learn, have fun, make yourself at home. At Zoom, we are like one big family, and our customers are part of that family. So from our family to yours, we just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Gracias.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
Merci.
Merci pour tout.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Say thank you. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you
so much.
Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. Enjoy Zoomtopia 2020.
Because it is a global platform, everyone has to understand each other. Therefore, it's AI translated. If you're Japanese and you can understand this, in the future, you can listen to me speak in English. You can just turn on Japanese and you can understand whatever I'm talking, if that is your language. That was the reason why they bought a German startup named Kite. So I really want to appreciate all the things that Zoomtopia did and all the earnings analysis. And that's what we are gonna deep dive today. But I couldn't do it if you're not gonna see the things they've done and accomplished last year and what they are still doing further on. Let's watch the 7th minute of this clip.
See,
this very good clips. Let's go watch the important stuff, those that I want to show to you.
By the way, the feature to get divorced on Zoom is not available. Now, let's take a look at some of the incredible ways you've used Zoom.
It's happening. We're on a Zoom call together.
These are tonight's nominees. Hello, everybody.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey.
Let's all sing tickets, the ball game, Zoom style.
Ahora dime cómo está tu día hoy. I'm listening.
There were a couple of days where it's hard for me not to get a little emotional because I thought we were going to lose our company.
We wanted to make sure that keep everybody employed, no layoffs.
Zoom really connects us across oceans.
Keep your spine cord upright.
Flex through the spine.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much, everyone.
Oh, thank you.
We had our son while Marty watched over Zoom.
Salud.
Cheers.
Zoom.
Zoom. Okay.
See,
So
all of
a few highlights. You've got 488 attendees in 2017, now at least 50,000 attendees per meeting, 90 plus sessions, 250 plus speakers, 35 estimated speakers, 100% free and virtual. 300 million plus daily meeting participants, 3 trillion plus annualized meeting minutes, number 14 global Alexa ranking, number 1 ranked iOS app for 68 consecutive days and running in 2020. You've got these types of numbers, 125,000 schools, K-12 schools, all in the Zoom session, Zoom University, 35,000 educators trained, 45 million metric tons of carbon emissions avoided. Their culture and value is still community, customers, company, teammates, ourselves, delivering happiness. So let's take a look further. They've enhanced encryption, end-to-end encryption. They've got things like Zoom video webinars. They won a lot of awards. They are innovating event management systems. You've got Zoom phones. This is going to be converging with video. Actually, it's done, and they already have more than 500,000 users. International coverage, innovation. Zoom platform, so on Zoom, customized SDK, Zaps. So you can talk to people with different translations. That's the vision, Zoomtopia 2035. It's a global platform, a global workforce. And these are also, this is one of their divisions executives who discussed how people love meeting reactions, meeting highlights, meeting transcripts. They've added so many meeting enhancements. Feedbacks are something that people really loved. And I want to show to you that in those particular events, this is the guy who handles the likes of enterprise platforms, wherein you connect with Atlassian, Asana, Coursera, Kahoot inside Zoom. And these are just snapshots. Ray Dalio talking about how principals collect a review, what it looks like via Zoom. This is how Coursera is handling Zoom video. I'm going to show you fast stuff. Zoom has acquired a startup that creates real-time translations on video calls. Zoom has acquired Kite, is a German startup specializing in simultaneous translation through machine learning. And let's see through the beautiful question and answer portion on the recent earnings call of Zoom. How might Zoom in the future be able to go deeper in which communication is happening? How about human behavior? How about human intent? How can we make this experience more valuable? That is a great question. And Eric said, please join our Zoomtopia. First of all, you're right. Zoom is not only a communication tool, it helps teams go deep, because our mission is to develop a better service, a better online video conferencing service, even better than a face-to-face meeting. How will we leverage AI functionality? Not only just a meeting transcription, but analyze that in a timely manner. Let's say you change the topic. I give you a quick reminder, hey, put this down. So if you're texting or something like that, all of the pictures, look at it in the long run. Navigated translation real time. How do you shake hands remotely? A lot of cool features like that. In the past, you just look at the flow of video and the perspective. How do some of the fun features like a video filter, how to make a 3D video, augmented reality, a lot of that technology, not to mention 5G of the future. Eric Yuan talking with Jensen Huang, that's not a blip, because the virtual universe, the metaverse, is going to happen with Zoom involved. The future of hybrid work is forever. The role of enabling communications worldwide, maintain customers and stakeholders' trust. They're going to continue to scale, expand their business to meet the needs of customers and the global community. Organizations have moved beyond addressing immediate business continuity needs. for actively redefining, embracing the new approach to support a future of working anywhere, learning anywhere, and connecting anywhere. Can you imagine a global classroom with an Italian classmate or a student from China for wherever? We continue to see meaningful establishment of Zoom's video-first unified communications platform across industries and geographies. Now, what are the most exciting sectors? Telehealth, mental health, telemedicine, education, enterprise work collaboration. Sorry, I made education twice here. But education, not in just the K-12 school services, but as you know, education of all levels. Could be investing, could be cryptocurrency, could be real estate, could be coding, it could be just a language, whatever. Marriages, birthdays, funerals, work from home, any gathering, just think out of the box. So, example, Gigi School just switched from Google Meetings to Zoom. What is it that you like best about Zoom? She said, the breakout rooms. I never thought it was possible. It's really convenient. We've got a lot of students in our group, and it's really hard for all of us to talk at once. But in 6 breakout rooms with 4 or 5 students with me, it's really nice to talk to them, do work with them, check answers, instead of having 40 kids in one huge group. And you can never get to talk. That's why I love breakout rooms so much, and my teachers love it too. Speaking from workplace, Eric was asked, what do you think about the future? He said, I think for the foreseeable future, we all need to work from home. We've got a good thing about the long-term plan, meaning after the pandemic crisis is over, what will the workplace look like? We've talked to so many customers, partners, and we believe most of all are working from home, which then will stay. Now, I'm not saying all of us will keep working from home. It's very, very likely it's a hybrid, meaning twice a week, 3 days a week, you can send all the employees back at home. And then other times we can keep working in the office. You can keep on further consolidating a lot of the small offices, right? You do not need to have offices everywhere anymore. Now you can finance almost everywhere. Of course, even for the workplace today, look at a lot of companies. It's a very big open space. I think maybe not work anymore in the future. Good news. We do have a plan for the next 10, 12 months. We can optimize what the future workplace looks like. But again, no matter what, I think the tools like this are still going to help. So there's a lot of developments. You could see several people. These are it was a conference with several executives discussing what they were doing as part of their divisions. That's why I want you to actually watch the Zoom 2020 CEO New Developments for yourself. It's 2 hours. You can try to look it up, search around in the web. It's worth your 2 hours or 1.5 hours if you are an avid Zoom shareholder. So we know that Zoom takes security very, very seriously. They've not only acquired key-based insights, they also hired very top executives in very good cybersecurity firms. Chief Information Security Officer of Zoom is Jason Lee. He was also former security operations at Salesforce. The other counsel is a former Executive Vice President of Palo Alto Networks, Jeff True. In the 34th minute, I'll discuss to you how they enhance cybersecurity and encryption in all Zoom video in that if we have time. But I suggest if you have, I suggest you watch that, the 34th minute on the Zoomtopia 2020. Jeff True is the general counsel of Zoom. He's a senior legal executive, and as I said, he has significant experience with Palo Alto Networks. Why would Zoom hire chief information security officers? Because they prioritize security most of all. No longer would you have any problems with Zoom bombing. Zoom is approaching privacy security plan, etc. Let's read this. Eric Yuan's latest move to strengthen Zoom security offerings saw an explosion in user growth, a surge in office-based employees working from home, and an unexpected increase in attention. Zoom bombings, including unwelcome guests on video conferences, sharing of users' personal data with Facebook. So they hired Alex Stamos as a consultant to help the company. A few months later, they acquired Keybase for end-to-end encryption video calls. Zoom is on an incredible journey of growth, and I'm thrilled to bring my experience of running world-class security organizations to the company. Ensuring customer support our products is of the utmost importance, and instilling security into the DNA of Zoom. A few metrics in their second quarter earnings results. Revenues grew 355% year over year in Q2 2021. Customers with more than 10 employees grew 458% year over year. Those are 36% of their revenue mix. 64% are the larger entities or the larger enterprise. New customers are choosing Zoom to be their preferred communication and collaboration solution. We've got over 35,000 educators, school admins, IT professionals from all around the world join the education event year to date, bringing it together so that leadership is remote learning, practical training, and the networking opportunities. We remain committed helping our education to customers, including more than 100,000 K-12 schools who have set it up to use the platform for free during the pandemic. Now, what do I know about this? In China, Agora has been helping the likes of Talent Edu, and even if it's gonna be public, free education, they're still gonna be using Agora. So you can understand real-time engagement services is where the future of education is. So it is where the heart of Zoom is as well. Demand has been broad-based across all industry verticals, geographies, and customer cohorts. Demand remained at heightened level, combined with lower than expected churn and exceptional sales execution. If you're gonna think how many people are gonna be out of Zoom after the pandemic is over, in their models, the company is assuming less than 4%. Increase in demand and strong execution driving net income profitability from both GAAP and non-GAAP perspectives. This is how the revenue growth looks like 2019 to 2022. So, well, they're always like 1 year ahead, so that's how they try to do it. $75 million, $90 million, $100 million, 122, 146, 167, 188, 328, 664. We're hitting $1 billion in 1 quarter. $2 billion, $4 billion for this year is the expected growth. Expected static guidance. Expanding customer base. You've got customers generating more than $100,000 in total trailing 12-month revenues. So that's a 131% increase. These are your enterprise customers. Now, with employees that are more than 10 employees, you've got 500,000 paid subscribers. Think about this as the Netflix type of subscriber, 505,000. Can it be 5 million in the future? I think so. Can it 10x? Yep. Revenue share by in terms of customer base. I'm talking about customer base. I'm not confident the 100 billion is going to be a trillion market cap, but I'm confident those users are not yet finished. We haven't penetrated the world. Revenue share by customer cohort. We're talking about 36% on these types of customers and 64% on these types of customers. That's the revenue share mix. 2,278 versus 504,000. Now, let's take a look on the numbers. 3 months ended. When you saw that 1 billion revenue number for the quarter in just 3 months, how much is the cost? 260 million, which means it's $760 million of gross profits. That is larger in last year's 2Q 2020 revenue. Imagine your profits this year is higher than your entire quarterly revenues last year. Amazing. Now, when we're going to talk about 6 months ended 2021, $1.45 billion of gross profit versus last year's total sales of about $1 billion. Amazing growth and momentum continuing. In terms of R&D, what are they spending upon? Data center bandwidth, encryption, some hiring, a lot of hiring in India and US for employees to actually engage and to ensure that more customers and more universities, more telehealth, more businesses are engaging via Zoom. It makes me think about how Shopify grew with merchants, how businesses are ballooning with how Shopify helped these merchants, and how Zoom is going to help future creators build businesses within Zoom. Income from operations, gains to strategic investments, interest income. If you think about how huge businesses like singing, concerts, live concerts, just imagine the $1 trillion event opportunity that has not yet been unlocked. Not that yet. So income attributable to common stockholders is $316 million here. A growth, even if they're spending a lot. Now, if you're going to go to the cash flows, guys, the cash flows from operations is $468 million for the quarter, despite so much R&D being done by the company and so much hiring. Now, for this year's expectations, okay, the GAAP results $1 billion, gross margin is 74%. R&D margin, they're estimating 8% of their sales is going to be for R&Ds. Sales and marketing, 26.5%. So it's growing because they are hiring and they continue to hire more. Gross general and admin is 11%. So they're hiring. So these are growing a lot from 20 to 26, 8 to 11, 5 to 8. That's why gross margin had an impact. Nonetheless, even if operating margins fell down, I do believe that once you see all the zaps, all the Zoom homes, Zoom rooms, it's worth it. So I am a bullish bull. I'm bullish on Zoom video, especially on the $295 entry. And even if it goes $200, it's such a great opportunity to load up and accumulate. Growing future revenues under contract. So we can see already that you can lock in those 2020 revenues, even if it's 2021. These are annual revenues. You are already seeing contracted $2.35 billion for Q2 2022. Q2 full year 2021 is $1.4 billion. Now, year-on-year growth, you could already see that growth from 1 to 1.6, 398 to 737, non-current and the current. Rapid cash flow growth, yes, $5.1 billion so far cash flows in cash equivalents, and marketable securities, excluding restricted cash. So company did an IPO, the company is generating so much money. They have so much money. They haven't spent everything despite those acquisitions. So operating cash flows continues to grow, free cash flows continues to grow. So do I expect them to acquire yet again? They just recently acquired BPO 59, so solutions for contact centers. I wouldn't be surprised if Zoom Video acquires another great company that enhances their business. So it could be AI learning companies, AI related companies. I wouldn't be surprised, and so forth. Q3 and fiscal year 2022 outlook. So they're saying that $4 billion for the year. They're gonna earn $1.5 billion for the year. And that means approximately $5 earnings, which means that if you're paying about $300, you'd say you're paying 60 times multiple, except that even if you're saying 60 times PE ratio, well, this company is such a high cash flow machine that's still recurring revenues and growing. So I'd say it's not much of a dilemma to pay for that. If you're paying $200, it's 40 times multiple, which is an amazing deal. Let's read. Looking ahead, we expect operating margins to decrease from the peak in Q2 over the balance. Why? Because we are hiring, scaling, catching up with a much greater scale of our business. Because there's just so much opportunities that they haven't unlocked yet. You need to hire to unlock those multiple opportunities of Zoom. It is prudent to expect margins to normalize to lower levels over the next several quarters. For the full year, expect revenue to be in the range of 2.37 to 2.39, approximately 280 to 284% year-over-year growth. This implies Q3 and Q4 will be only modestly higher than Q2, indicating a decline on quarter-over-quarter growth. For the full year of 2021, non-GAAP operating income is in the range of 730 to 750. We expect to deliver non-GAAP earnings per share of about 240 to 247 for the full year 2021, based on approximately 300 million shares outstanding. So usually, example, if you're a Zoom client, You're paying annual. So actually, if I'm paid 2021, I'm paid until 2022 for Zoom. So instead of using 2021 numbers, it makes sense to actually look at 2022 because these are paid for next year. Now, historical metrics. How much has Zoom grown? Take a look at the revenues. Full year 2020 was 166 million. 166, 188, 328, 63, 77, 882, 956, 1 billion. If that doesn't sound like a Microsoft Azure type of cloud computing type of margins, those types of numbers remind me of Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services. They're called critical digital infrastructure. Can you imagine a business that's not on the cloud? I couldn't. Well, can you imagine a business that doesn't have some Zoom? Look at those numbers. Those numbers tell you everything you need to know. Operating income continues to grow. Cash flows continues to grow. These free cash flows, 50 million, 20 million, 250, 373, 400 million, 450, 455. It's as if I'm seeing a Microsoft Azure here. And you know what happened to Microsoft? From something like $300 billion company in 2013 to something like a $2 trillion company today, right? Times 7 years ago. Yes, the cloud computing wave. So is everybody retaining and also expanding? Yes, take a look at total net expansion rate, something all software as a service businesses love. You're paying monthly, annually, greater than 130% net retention rate. They're not just retaining, they're spending more dollars. Customers have grown from 74,000, 80,000, 265, 400, 467, 497, 5,000 customers, and that's for the greater than 10 employees. And the super big revenues, these are the Fortune 500 companies of the world. They've captivated 2,278. Tell me any big time company not using Zoom, probably, 546 to 2,278. They captured the world. A few things. Okay, so non-GAAP gross margin, 72%. Okay, so this is the strategy because they're increasing co-located data centers in India, leveraging the public cloud as needed. We expect gross margin to be consistent with Q2. Gross margin is a percentage of the free users and the utilization of the public cloud during the pandemic. We are continuing to see expansion in the upmarket. We are expanding Q2 at 988 customers, generating more than $100,000 in trailing 12 months revenue. These are the big clients, up 112% year over year. This is an increase from 219 customers in Q1, the highest number of additions in the quarter. We exited the number of the quarter with a total of approximately, actually this was right now 505,000 already. So we added approximately 105,000 in Q2, the second highest number of additions in a quarter. Year over year, we added approximately 304,000, 458% growth. These are small businesses, individuals adopting, maintaining Zoom license for various users during the pandemic. So our net dollar expansion for customers is up 130%. It's everywhere. Take a look. America grew at 388 to 88% year over year. Americas, combined Asia Pacific and EMEA, accelerated 629% year over year, comprising 31% of revenue. We will continue to invest in international expansion, capitalizing on brand awareness and increased global opportunity. Sometimes when I kind of see those numbers, it reminds me of Netflix. The days of Netflix growing from 100,000 to 500,000 to 5 million to 250 million subscribers year to date globally. The strong net dollar expansion rate, amazing. 13th consecutive quarter demonstrated ability to land and expand, reflecting trust and loyalty with existing customers. You've got growth in all international, the rest of the world, Americas. So this is how you know it's an international global platform. Revenue share by region. So look at it. Look at our free users and paid online subscriptions. It's everywhere. You look at the number of registration on the cloud website. The top countries are US, number 1, India, number 2, Japan, number 3, Canada and UK, number 4 and number 5. There's users every country. They subscribe to Zoom because it's easy and free. If it's 40 minutes, not enough, they'd like to pay. Some of the big customers are trying our webinar series. Enterprise customers are trying the phone service. It's growing because of brand awareness. They really helped us. For now, we can say no matter where the users are coming from, I'd like to take a step back and say we are doing better because we've got local data centers in Singapore, doubling our India presences with teams, international expansions. So really consistent overall with their growth everywhere in the world. We said they've got more than 1,000 new customers. How many of these customers are so big? These are just a few of those thousands of new customers. NEC, Seagate, Telkomsel, ExxonMobil. Let's take a look at each of these, a few of them. Continued strong enterprise traction. These are $1 million customer accounts. They're now 156. Many strong customer adds and upsells, increased traction with channel and large customer wins, strong performance for the Zoom Phone and Zoom Rooms. ExxonMobil is one of their new customers, developing next generation technologies to help simply responsibly meet the grueling needs for energy and chemical products. They recently used their scale and capabilities to ramp up production for making medical grade masks, hand sanitizers. We are grateful ExxonMobil chose Zoom as the most unified communication platform. They wanted to have a solution to collaborate reliably, and they're now using Zoom video across their global businesses. Actually, Activision Blizzard, a member of the Fortune 500, chose Zoom to modernize and consolidate onto a single communication platform across business units, gaming franchises, as a leading interactive entertainment company, connecting, engaging the world through epic entertainment, committed to full enterprise of Zoom meeting, Zoom Rooms, replacing their legacy of video conferencing products. ServiceNow, ability to expand with existing customers, driving results the quarter. A few highlights. ServiceNow has been a Zoom customer since 2018. They've been using Zoom for all their 11,000 global employees. And since the global pandemic, employees are working from home, relying on Zoom, easy to use interface to stay productive, connected with customers. As the Zoom new platform has become a core service of ServiceNow, this past quarter, they chose to replace their legacy hardware PBX system their organization, further elevating Teams work anywhere experience with famous one-touch communication and collaboration. A few things to understand about the Zoom service now. This is one highlight of that. Intelligent insight from Zoom performance, real-time monitoring of global Zoom services across physical conference rooms and remote users. Visibility into Zoom conference room, location, device relationship. You've got metrics measuring quality of service metrics, room device, client feedback, account utilization, service health, service mapping, integration, visualizing conference rooms. If you're a big business like a telehealth company, you want to be utilizing Zoom. This is what it looks like, Zoom metrics, integration, meeting, Zoom chats, cloud recording, Zoom phone, AI, meeting satisfaction, the trends. These are a couple of snapshots of the Zaps. Can you find an app that will enhance your Zoom experience? Microsoft, LinkedIn, Slack, all of these are integrated. Google Workspace, Obsidian Security, it's all with Zoom, Zoom apps, Zaps. So you can watch how integrating Zoom meetings and ServiceNow is happening. This is Snow Expert Rohit. You can subscribe, you can watch this YouTube channel, YouTube show. It's about 16 minutes explaining how they're using ServiceNow and Zoom combined. Let's read further. Okay. So they take privacy and security extremely seriously. There's so many use cases. For the R&D team, we cannot handle scalability, so we need to find more talents in a timely manner. They're, of course, going to hire more cybersecurity and AI experts. We also like the onshore-offshore model. That's why in India, we're opening a big office. We hired our president of product and engineering, Velshami, a great leader. We're going to hire more engineers, not only here, but every other site. We want to include remote engineers because there's just so many features. It's so hard. That's why I joined Zoomtopia, the annual user conference, to see all the products. So you could see that ServiceNow has replaced the legacy phone. Why is it so good? First of all, ServiceNow said, Why not consolidate with one system? We're very confident in the product from experience. It solves the architecture and the cost. It's much lower and the experience is much better. That's why they decided to recreate the legacy PBX system. It is one system standardized on Zoom's unified communication solution. What happened to ServiceNow is happening with other enterprise customers as well. Let's learn more in the Q&A sessions, which I think is going to be useful if you listen to the second quarter earnings call. Eric, everyone's using Zoom, watching any kind of content. Outside of showing commercials in between a Zoom call, talk about the biggest opportunity for growth. Is it Zoom phones, opening up the APIs, monetizing consumers, filters? Tell us. So Eric said, Alex, thank you. So Alex asked the question. Thank you for your continued support. There's so many use cases. Like my kids are off to the zoo, telemedicine, telehealth. People are staying connected. Service has to always be up. Customer feedback, edits and features. Make sure that you have multiple meetings. You do not have a meeting for take. You must always help them stay connected. The CFO Kelly said, we've been seeing tremendous opportunity with webinars, especially Zoom Phone. We've signed up our largest Zoom Phone deal in Q2 2021 for 2022. Doubling the customers, quadrupling from existing deployment. We are still in very early stages for Zoom Phone. When we look at it on a penetration, there's just a small percentage that had a significant spend with us. We see tremendous opportunities with Metaverse. Meta, Zoom Phone acceleration. Take a look at this. 2021, 93, 130, 200, 241, 317. The number of $100,000 annual recurring revenue customers are growing 241% year on year to 317, including 21 $1 million customers. This could reach to 2 million seats in August. 26 customers with $10,000 paid seats as of end of Q2 FY 2022. So initially, Zoom Phone users were just 500,000. These are what it is now. So Zoom Phone users. Thank you guys for the question. For Zoom Phone, it's pretty unbelievable, the rate of achieving global service coverage. Congrats on the expansion there, Kelly. So Zoom Phone seats, various appointments, expanding global service coverage. Zoom Phone is also for business process outsourcing. That's the reason why Zoom bought Five9. It's a huge synergy. Have you seen more enterprises trailing Zoom Phone, trialing as a result of additional coverage? Certainly, international expansion. This has always been the biggest opportunity for us. The two largest Zoom Phone deals were outside the USA. That really shows the strengths and what international coverage is bringing to Zoom Phone. Okay, are enterprise customers trialing Zoom? Yes, absolutely. There are some amazing names, but I can't talk about it yet. But we are excited about the traction in the enterprise customer base as well. About new use cases, Eric said virtual public tours. 50% of newly launched properties in Singapore were closed over Zoom. Real estate. If you were listening to Matterport, real estate sales have gone virtual. You are a real estate agent, you're locking all of it through virtual Zoom meetings. So a corporate law firm, virtual, inauditable, Source Coast Community Services, largest, mental health has been a very big part. Teledoc talked about it. Mental health is huge. United States Tennis Association, a virtual experience. So it's very cool. Sports events through Zoom. So let's watch the Innovation Awards for 2021. It's coming soon.
Hi, I'm Damian Hooper Campbell, Chief Diversity Officer at Zoom. We are thrilled to announce that the third annual Zoomtopia Innovation Awards are now accepting customer submissions for 2021. Last year, we were amazed to see people using Zoom in so many innovative and inspirational ways. We saw you using Zoom to bring joy to those in need, to enhance education, to break down barriers, and in so many other innovative ways. This year, we can't wait to see how you continue to use Zoom to solve problems, to bring teams together, and to make our world a better place overall. In order to be eligible for the 2021 Zoomtopia Innovation Awards, All you need to do is to submit a brief overview of how your teams are using Zoom to drive innovation. Now, video submissions are encouraged, but they're not required. This year, we have specific categories such as defining hybrid workspaces, education, healthcare, and many more. You will have until July 30th to submit your entry on the Zoomtopia website. We'd also encourage you to share your story on social media using the hashtag Zoomtopia. More than anything, we hope that you know that we're incredibly humbled and proud of all of the ways that you're using Zoom to change the world. And we're looking forward to hearing your story. Please visit Zoomtopia.
They're so successful, and yet they don't get it into their heads. If you want, I'm going to share to you the transcript, but I really hope that you loved the company as much as I did in sharing. Before I end, how about let's just watch some highlights, from the best, from the great employees of Zoom. Why don't we listen to all a few snapshots, like highlights? Okay, so this is the cybersecurity chief officer. Let's go.
Expertise to help us get it right. It resulted in a number of important advances. We are now leading the industry towards enhanced security. We've made passcodes a default. We've made waiting rooms easy to use. We've enhanced authentication, including two-factor authentication, providing a free, effective way for schools and small businesses to validate users and further protect against security breaches. Now, account owners and admins on paid accounts are able to select their data center of choice for in-transit meeting data. We introduced an in-meeting security icon, which allows you to control your meeting security and even report a user to a Zoom trust and safety team member. This summer, we strengthened our encryption for all accounts using Zoom apps. Free and paid now have AES 256 GCM encryption, one of the most secure encryption standards used today. And we're not stopping there. There's much more innovation to come. We're excited to announce the next milestone in our security innovation. Phase 1 for our new end-to-end encryption offering for meetings will be available next week as a technical preview, which means we're proactively soliciting feedback from users for the first 30 days. With phase 1 of our new end-to-end encryption design, clients generate encryption keys and use public key cryptography to exchange these keys. Zoom servers never get to see the private keys and therefore cannot decrypt meeting data in transit. We're now working on phase 2 of our design. We'll be rolling out a stronger notion of identity for use with Zoom's end-to-end encryption.
These are all security functions. Let's go to some social events. Okay, I'm gonna show you some nice tricks that I've learned from Zoomtopia. The next Zoomtopia is coming October 15, 2021. Okay, so I like these social media stuff. Watch this. Group Product Manager, Natasha Walia. Let's go.
Do you remember our first Zoomtopia when we were the first to market to announce recording transcription? And then last year, we introduced live transcription, which is currently in a phased rollout. Well, this year, I'm excited to share recording highlights, which using artificial intelligence and natural language processing identifies the key sentences and phrases from your recording transcripts, making it easy to review the meeting highlights without having to watch the entire recording. So you can derive the key insights from an hour-long recording in just a few minutes. Last Zoomtopia, we also introduced meeting reactions, which empowers you as a meeting participant to visually express yourself and share immediate feedback, all without interrupting the flow of the discussion. Thanks to reactions, meetings can be more interactive and engaging, bringing remote teams a little bit closer together. We have since added video filters, which enable you to express yourself in so many creative ways. You can choose a theme-specific filter, like this one for Zoomtopia, or this one with the whale, or you can choose one of the many fun filters to serve as an icebreaker, like my personal favorite. Meeting reactions and filters have been extremely popular, and you have asked for more. So we're enhancing the Zoom meeting experience by adding more reactions, and we're animating them, making them easily noticeable and so much more fun. Not only that, we are also planning to add an audio element to it. So you can not only see your remote audience clapping, but you can actually hear that applause. You can expect to see these meeting enhancements by the first quarter of next year. Now, while the world is running on Zoom meetings, Zoom video webinars have also grown to support over 1 million events every month. Events such as company all hands, a sales kickoff meeting, and even something as large as Zoomtopia. We have supported so many incredible events over the past few months, and this is only the beginning. Let's take a look.
Instead of bringing the nominees to us, we went to them.
Michael, you want to play catch with Eli?
Yeah. Here we go. I'm on proxy.
Oh, no!
Welcome to the inaugural Formula One virtual Paddock Club presented by our wonderful partners here at Zoom.
Thank you to the thousands of you who are joining us for this important conversation.
So sing Take Me Out to the Ballgame, Zoom style.
Sean. I'm over here taking notes.
This is a slick operation you guys are running.
We're going to see you again soon.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Our webinar customers love the ease of use, the reliable video quality, and the tremendous care we offer to support their large gatherings. Now, reactions, which you've come to love in Zoom meetings, are also coming to Zoom video webinars with claps and hearts floating across the screen. So presenters can get real-time feedback and audiences can feel a sense of community as everyone sees and shares in their reactions. In addition to adding reactions, we're bringing one of our most popular meeting features, breakout rooms, to webinars. So your attendees can participate in smaller groups of interactive sessions within the webinar, connecting and engaging on a more intimate level. This could be a game changer for large events. Next, to enable you to provide a more professional look and feel for your events, we are adding customized lobbies to the existing set of branding experience for your customers. So you can deliver a consistent branded experience with a cohesive look and feel throughout every aspect of the experience, from pre-event emails to the lobby to in the event, as well as after.
They've got so many great stuff. I'd like be fast here. Let's listen to the Zaps. Ross Mayfield, the product lead for the integrations with Asana, Atlassian, all of these great companies.
And I can say that Zaps have what I've always wanted from a platform, a flexible canvas to create an engaging app and design for distribution of my app, so people can actually use it. Zaps enable developers to create apps that empower meeting workflow, raising personal and group productivity before, during, and after the meeting. And Zaps will transform the Zoom experience to make coming together even more delightful. It's fast and easy to open a Zap or to discover a new one and use it right on the fly in the meeting. You'll be able to share a Zap with one click, simply the fastest way to screen share and to get your team on the same page. And you can send a Zap to directly engage everyone in real-time collaboration. Zoom apps, or Zaps, of course, are the best of breed apps, starting with over 25 launch partners like Atlassian, Box, Slack, building Zaps. Atlassian's combining Trello and Confluence with meeting formats like Stand-Up for team productivity. And Dropbox is creating a new meetings app that combines agendas, real-time collaborative note-taking, and file sharing. Asana and Reich are bringing task and project management into the workflow before, during, and after the meeting. Here's a quick demo of Ray Dalio's Dot Collector app for making meeting contributions effective.
Hi, I'm Ray Dalio, the founder of Bridgewater and a new company, Principles, that's meant to pass along the principles and tools that help me succeed. I'm excited to share with you the Dot Collector to use in your Zoom meetings. It's a tool that I built for myself because I wanted to know in my meetings what everyone was thinking, not just those who were talking. How many times are you in a meeting wondering, what are others thinking? How do I give feedback without interrupting? Can we save the learning from this meeting to use later and share with others? While I love Zoom meetings, it drives me crazy that I'm missing all of this information. So I asked my team to build the Dot Collector to use on Zoom. Here's how it works. If you want to give someone feedback or tell them what you think, simply select the attribute, rate it, and write them a note. They will do the same with you. It's like giving 360-degree feedback in real time. All of the dots are automatically saved and summarized in a grid, so it's easy to see the highlights or drill down into whatever anyone is thinking. It even produces automatic summaries of the meeting for those who want to see it later. Over time, this data paints rich pictures of people and their performance, which is invaluable for helping people and their teams improve. It's great for reviews, too. I urge you to start collecting dots. Zoom is now the place to do it.
That's a great example of a meeting feedback with a Zap. Lucid Spark is a brand new whiteboard app. They just launched last week, and they've adapted it for Zaps. Mural created a brand new mode where meeting participants can contribute ideas as sticky notes, while a facilitator will whiteboard them. Alongside Miro, whiteboard apps are going to work on Zoom Room touchscreen devices as we return to the hybrid office. And your office is going to be better than ever with Flash Zaps. All Zaps run before, during.
Look at this. All the Zaps running. Atlassian, Asana, Kahoot, SurveyMonkey, Zendesk, Rev, Coursera. Guys, time's up. But I want you to actually take your time and accumulate a wonderful, awesome 10x company, Zoom Video, ZM. Class done. Bye.
During and after your Zoom meeting, supporting the full.
Apps. Apps, loading your apps. I'm gonna share. Nasi-share ko ba? I'm gonna share my screen, guys. Discover apps. I've been using Zoom, but I've not yet tinkered all the things that I could use inside. Discover Zoom apps. Browse the app marketplace. Your account admin must approve all the apps you would like to use. So, good job. That's it. Good night.